Yes, people, welcome to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, also joined by my regular co-host, JV. JV, first and foremost, were you telling me you good?
Yeah, man, good, always good. Nice, it's nice day outside, even though it's cold and that. But yeah, man, I'm good. Get me United is still winning in that, so yeah.
We're still top of the league. We're still top of the league. We're still top of the league. Through to the next round, top of the pops. Next round of the FA Cup. You know what I'm saying? Beat the SCOUSEs. It's always good to beat them. Anytime we beat the number one up is always fantastic. Especially with Bruno with the long range penalty as well. You love to see it. You know what I'm saying? You absolutely love to see it. But yeah, people, like I say all the time, if you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all your socials and subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell because we go live on here every day. Like I said, there's at least one show on Sarcasm City TV every single day. And if you're watching via my Twitter right now, make sure you hit the retweet button. Make sure you like also. And like, as always, with every Tuesday on the ManDem United podcast, we provide stellar guests each and every time. Like I said, better lineups on this channel on a daily basis than your barbers because your barbers is closed right now. Where else are you getting lineups of this magnitude? Yo, have I froze?
No, you here, fam. I'm here, fam. Yo. You here, bro? You there? Back. Nah, you good, bro? You good?
Am I back?
You good, man? Yeah, he's good anyway. But yeah, people, jam-packed show today. Like you were saying, we've got a very, very special guest. Also, we're going to be speaking about obviously the SCOUSEs. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be speaking about that. But yeah, let me get the special guest invited. We have no other.
Am I back? I'm back.
Yeah, he's back now. Yeah, he's back.
I was saying, man, I was doing my whole spiel and that, but like I said, on Sarcasm City TV, we are providing better lineups than your barbers on a daily basis. So without further ado, obviously you see me with him on the Cool, Calm and Collected show. You might see me on the European Football show on his channel. You might see me on the News Flash on his channel. You might see me and him laughing and joking on streams with tears rolling down our face because we're busting joke. One of the most hardworking, one of the most knowledgeable guys out here. Welcome, my Don, Mr. Aaron United, to the show.
Yes, my brothers, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. It's good to have you back. It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's good
man.
To have you over here.
Definitely, man. I'm happy to be back, man. ManDem United. You know, you guys are doing it big. I love that.
Each and every time, my guy.
Yeah, man. Each and every time has to be done. You know what I'm saying? Has to be done. And we will get to the comments. Salute to everybody in the comments. Like Jerry said, let's get to 2K subs. Let's do that. Conrad says, big up Flawless JV. Big up. Umar says, big up Flawless, the guy with no weakness. Big up in it. You know what I'm saying? Big up in it. It's all the clones in it. You know what I'm saying? Big up Flawless JV again. Umar, shout out to Umar, who says Jose Mourinho is a fraud for having the same birthday day as me. Nah, you can't say that.
Today's his birthday. Yeah.
You can't say that because Mourinho is one of the greatest managers of all time. So weakness, you get me? We just got to forget about this one. Mourinho's like a boxer who fought on too long. So we just don't remember the good him. It's kind of like that, isn't it?
That's true.
Yeah, man. I forget. People forget from 2003 to 2010, Mourinho was the man. From Porto up until Milan, Mourinho was the absolute man. But anyways, let's get into the show. We'll start. Obviously, it's titled Ollie broke the SCOUSEs' heart. Broke the SCOUSEs' hearts. Well, broke the SCOUSE hearts, I should say. And anytime we beat Liverpool's a great, absolutely wonderful day, a wonderful evening. So Aaron, let us know your thoughts on it. What was your thoughts on the game, etc.? The lineup initially. How did you feel afterwards? How do you see it affecting the league, etc., etc.?
Well, first of all, beating Liverpool in any competition is always nice. You know, our rivals for so many years. Every time we play against them is special. So I just wanted to beat Liverpool, period. And we did that. And obviously we did it in great fashion. You know, late goal from Bruno Fernandes, long range penalties, like you guys just mentioned there. Klopp's been complaining about us getting too many of them. And we just gave him a long range one. So, you know, bit of variation there, but beating Liverpool is always nice, bro. Especially if we can knock them out of a cup competition. The lineup, I was actually okay with it. I was okay with it. I was like, okay, cool. Van der Beek was getting the start again after a long time. Pogba started, even though I didn't expect it, and he put in a man of the match performance. Cavani started, and you could tell, we had an eye on the league as well because we're playing Sheffield United tomorrow. So it was a good lineup. I was quite okay with it. And then as the game went along, I didn't expect Liverpool to score these 2 goals because apart from these 2 goals, I don't really think they were a threat like that. I think we were better than them. We had more opportunities. We were more threatening. And yeah, just overall, I'm happy we won, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy we won. Went through to the 5th round, I believe. So yeah, just putting these guys more and more into the mud. I've been telling people these guys are finished. Their aim right now should be top 4. I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think their aim should be top. I mean, they're 6 points behind us. I'm not saying they're gonna keep being 6 points behind us because the league changes every week. You lose 2 games, you can be 7th. So, but the way we're going right now, I don't see us losing. Even though we're playing Arsenal on Sunday, I believe we can beat these guys. I think quality-wise and depth-wise, we'll just have way too much. Because if we can afford to start Martial and have a Cavani on the bench, do you know what I mean? They've got Aubameyang, Lacazette starting, and they've got Nketiah on the bench. Yeah. Levels. Do you know what I mean? we can afford to have we can afford to start, even if Cavani does start, we can afford to play a front 3 of Cavani up top, Martial left, Rashford right. Okay, cool. Rashford off, Greenwood on. Levels.
Mm-hmm.
We can afford to take a Bruno off and put Van der Beek on. Levels.
Mm-hmm.
They have to take off Ceballos and put Willock.
Xhaka. Or Xhaka.
Or Xhaka.
Or El Neni.
No, man. No, bro. Whoa, we're forgetting. They've got, Kevin De Bruyne respawned. You know what I'm saying? Kevin De Bruyne come back from the gulag. You know what I'm saying? So let's not forget that, ladies and gents.
That's from the gulag. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So I think depth-wise and quality-wise, we'll just have way too much for them because our bench is just too strong. But back to the Liverpool game, I'm happy we beat them. They're in the mud. Klopp's rattled. Do you know what I mean? Top 4 should be their aim. I'm happy. Life's good.
Life's good, isn't it? When United are flying top of the league, like you said, top into the next round of the FA Cup, Liverpool is struggling. It's fantastic. Leeds are in the bottom half.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? It's fantastic.
I didn't think about Leeds, to be honest. It's funny you mentioned because I do not think about Leeds. Trust me.
You know what? Leeds are not a rival anymore. They're a geographical. They are a geographical rival. That is it.
Yes, they are. You know what? They are a geographical rival, but I still love seeing them just not.
For old time's sake. Yeah.
And you know what it is as well? It's been so long that we've played against them like properly that I don't even feel that it's a rivalry no more.
Yeah,
like, like City and Liverpool, we're all in the Premier League, so we're playing them every single season. So it feels like a rivalry. But Leeds,
do you know what it is? It's very similar. To me, it feels very similar to like how we kind of were at one point with Newcastle. Newcastle was, you know what I mean? Newcastle had a certain punch to it. It kind of was like a rivalry thing. You know what I'm saying? I think since the Keegan thing, you know what I'm saying? But then we've seen Klopp turn into Keegan recently. But anyway, it's very similar to that. I think that it's kind of died off because the team's just not what it was. So Leeds for me, man,
I get what you're saying, but even though the team's died off, it's still like this is probably why I still like. I don't class Newcastle as a rival, but I still like seeing them do badly. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of our own that has them doing badly, so it's fantastic. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know what it says, people.
Because you know what that is, Jay. Go on.
Go on. Go on.
I was gonna say in it because if they were doing well, they wouldn't shut up. This is why I jump on everybody's coffee.
Yes,
Because if
very
Leeds
true,
were doing
very
well,
true.
they wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
If Newcastle were doing well, they wouldn't shut up. Leeds are back in the Premier League. I don't even know too many Leeds fans, and they're already talking ish. City fans haven't shut up for the past 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal fans are bad and are still shameless. Imagine Arsenal were actually doing well. Imagine Arsenal were legitimately in title races. Bear in mind, they haven't won a league title since 2003.
2004.
Imagine they had more than 2 good players.
This is what I'm saying. One more thing. There's people in our comments. There's people in our comments who were even born last time Arsenal won a league title. There's people in the comments who were even born.
Wait,
you know
when Arsenal last won a title, I was 11.
There you go. So it's 2001.
And I'm 27 now.
There you go. What was it? 2003, 2004?
2003, 2004. Yeah.
There you
that
go.
was the last time they won the league. And I was 11. And I remember watching TV with my dad and seeing Patrick Vieira lift the title. I remember that.
There we go. Just saying, Arsenal fans who've never seen that.
Wow, I actually remember this, you know.
I remember it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I do. You know what I'm saying? I do remember it, unfortunately. But
and I remember being pissed because I wanted United to win the league that season.
Well, man, as always, you get what I'm saying, and I hated it too. But hey, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that just goes. That's why I don't ever let rivals let up. People like, oh, leave them alone. Nah, because if these men were out here, they'd be talking the most ish. If Arsenal about it. If Leeds were good, Leeds fans would be chatting the most ish. Look at Liverpool have been good for one and a bit minute, and their fans haven't shot. You get what I'm saying? And
they're more mouth in it.
One and a bit minute. You know what I'm saying? They've been bad my whole entire life. They haven't won a league title before the last one since 1990, and their fans don't shot.
I still can't believe. We just said it on my stream earlier. JV, we said, I still can't believe they did the whole. So they won the Champions League one season, then they won the Premier League the season after that. But they're posing in a picture with both trophies like they won it in one season.
You know what?
I still can't believe they did that.
Honestly, and I said something similar to this at the time, but that for me is where they took the eye off the ball. You took that off the ball because anyone else does that. See, like when John Terry did that as an accumulation of what I've won in my career. He didn't do that as to say, boom, I'm the champion of this. Man are still posing with a trophy while the tournament's going on the next year.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's mad. That's mad. Like, man are making their own league season. Man are making their own time frame. Like, the season is this time of months, and because I'm still the champion of this, and I've got this. And no, bro, it's not how it works. If that's the case, when United won the treble, man, weren't counting in the things from the next year or do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That man would have won the treble, got to the World Club Cup Championship and said, "Oh, it's quadruple." You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Would have started Community Shield 5-duple. You get what I'm saying? Everything duple. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna look up how you say that, bro, because I don't know.
5-duple. I said 5.
You know what it is? I know what it is, but I can't think off the top of my head. But you know what I'm saying? This is how the man will go.
I get your point.
There's no way like you would catch someone. You know what it is as well? Check this one out. Even to a more serious point, Fergie wouldn't allow that. Fergie would have said, "What are you doing?" Even a Roy Keane, bro, would have slapped that person. He would have physically assaulted them. I'm very sure of it. You get what I'm saying? Man don't condone violence. Anyone, all of that stuff. But I am pretty sure he would have prevented that from happening. And you know what I think that's where I think they lost a lot of focus. They got too carried away with it in their minds. You see from it, even the players. You know what it is. If that's a fan doing it, all good. But you know when the players are doing that, you're now acting as a fan. You're now believing the hype. One thing as a player you can't do is believe the hype because time comes too quick. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't believe the hype.
You can't have complacency. You can't have complacency. But that leads us, obviously. Go on, Aaron.
Yeah, no, man just looked it up because I didn't know in it. So you got the treble in football, quadruple, then you got the quintuple, then you got the sextuple.
Yeah.
So man would if they would have won all these things, we won the quintuple. Yeah, quintuple.
Imagine the scouts are trying to say sextuple. Sextuple. Bro, we would have never heard the end of that word, fam. Oh my god,
that killed me.
Sextuple, we won the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Quintuple, Klopp is the man. He's the fucking man. The sextuple.
You can't be done. Man would have, yo, that word would have been etched in every fan's mind around the country, bro, because them man would have never stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Sextuple, we are here, sextuple.
You know what I'm saying?
You want a sextuple, my mates?
Yo, done.
Sextuple.
Oh, bro. Nah, man, it's
the sextuple. Yo, that's funny, yo.
Oh, yeah, that's jokes, man.
you can just imagine it, though, innit?
Yeah, you
can. You can just hear him. You can just hear him,
you
bro.
can't hear him, innit? 6 trophies. He's got 6. You know what I mean? Trophies.
Oh, that's what it's gonna be now. They're gonna try talking about the sextuple times Champions League winners or something. Sextuple European champions. You know what I'm saying? I can't even do that accent. It's mad fun. You get what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna sit here and try to do that accent.
What's it? Sextuples European champions. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? That's how the man will be going on about it. But, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And you know what? This is a lovely segue with all this rival slander. JV, let them know who this ManDem United podcast is sponsored by.
Oh, yes. This ManDem United podcast is sponsored by the Rivals Tiers. Please keep the contributions flowing in. You're adding to the wonderful, wonderful energy that's flowing through the podcast. An extra amount of tiers arrived over the weekend. I think it's from, a few miles in that direction down the M60. Please keep the donations coming, and it's wonderful what you're doing here for us at Sarcasm City and ManDem United. Thank you for the contributions.
Back to me in the studio. Excellent, yo. Ooh, but yeah, big up everyone in the comments.
That was perfect, by the way. That was perfect.
A1. Hey, you lot, like I keep saying it. Where else are you getting football knowledge with this type of banter? Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it. Subscribe to the channel. It is road to 2,000 subscribers. We will get to all the comments we can. But yeah, JV, you spoke briefly on the game, but I'll let you just go and delve more into it. Like, so your thoughts on the initial lineup. How did you? Yeah, I know you spoke on the actual game. What was your thoughts on the initial lineup? That's what I'll ask you. When you first seen the lineup.
You know me, bro. You know what I thought of that lineup. As soon as I seen a certain Lindelof, I knew we were conceding.
You could say this.
I was actually afraid when I seen him in that. You know what? To be honest, ever since Bailly's fully fit and he's come back to form, I'm really afraid when I see Lindelof. And I sat and thought about it, and I think I kind of know what Solskjaer's trying to do.
Go on.
He's not doing it correctly. I think he's trying to not give him so much minutes because he knows he's quite injury prone. So I think he's trying to use him sparingly, but it would make sense to use him sparingly in the big games. You get what I mean? That would make sense.
That's a valid point. That's a valid
point. You get
point.
what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I think he's trying to do. But as we dissected yesterday, both of those goals, Lindelof played some part. Like he did. He either goes missing or he always seems to be running away. Like it's I don't know. I find it absolutely terrifying watching it back. I don't know how these men feel watching it live, because the same way we watched that back yesterday, they definitely do some sort of analysis like that at Carrington. And
if we can do it, sorry to cut you off. If we can do it from a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, they definitely do it, because that's one thing is when you're watching in real time and you're watching as a fan, whether it's on a watch along the TV, you're not analyzing. But when you break it down, you see how how passive he is for both goals in it. So you don't directly blame him, but then when you see it slow down, you do. Like I said, I think it's on him and Shaw for the first goal. The second goal, even though it's not totally his fault, he could still do more. Like we said,
it's just not even there. Yeah.
Yes. When Firmino picks up that ball for, is it the first? No, when you had the ball for the second goal, was it from? Yeah, Firmino picks up the ball.
Firmino again, yeah.
Yeah. Bailly, if that's Bailly there, I think even if that's Axel, if that's Maguire on that side, they're flying out there to try and stop it. Whether they get there is a different story, whereas he just backs off and gives man time to pick his pass. But yeah, go on, continue.
Yeah, so that sent alarm bells ringing, and like we just said, and behold, both of the goals seem to come through him. I actually think they targeted him. Because it's if you actually look at both goals, the finish comes on his side, and the assist, and he actually switches over to the other side, and the assist comes from the other side later on in the game. So they've actively targeted him, because even though Maguire gets a lot of stick in the press, what fans think of players and what players think of players are two different things. They know if I go up against Maguire, I've got a harder game than I do going up against Lindelof. It's as simple as that. Do you get what I mean? Same way we Rashford targeted that Williams kid in their team. I think they did this. That says a lot about Lindelof, though. We're having to target a kid basically who's not played 30 games yet in his career for the first team. They're targeting someone who is like 27 years old, is like international and everything. So it shows the levels really. But then also when we came into the midfield, I was very happy to see Van der Beek on. I don't think he did very badly, but I just don't think what it is with Van der Beek and how the form everyone else is in. He has to have signature games when he comes on. He can't. I don't think he can afford to have a 7. I don't even think he can afford to have a 7. Do you know what I mean? He has to either assist or score or be instrumental in moves happening in order to get a place in the team. And that's nothing on him. That's simply because of how good everyone else is playing. McTominay, I always say when it comes to McTominay or Fred, if you have to pick one of the other, you probably, not us, but I think Ollie will always probably go with McTominay just because of the height and the strength. I think a European manager every time picks Fred over McTominay. Do you get what I mean? For that role. I can't really moan because I can understand why it was done. Do you get what I mean? It's one of them. Fred or McTominay, you kind of know what you're going to get from them. You know what I mean? And I think I'd say in midfield, he could have probably done better, dropped her back a bit more to maybe help out with Firmino, because Firmino dropped back off a lot yesterday. And I've said this for a long time. I've said, for me, Firmino, I don't think he's a striker. I don't think he's ever been a striker. He's either a 10 or a creative 8. And I think he's shown that yesterday. Because if you look where that goal comes from, that's a goal where that assist comes from for Salah. That looks like something which...
It's a good pass. It's a very good pass.
What I'm saying... Go on. Go on.
If he overhits that or underhits that goal doesn't happen. Like, that's perfect.
Yes.
Salah can take a touch, take it into the stride, and then think it over the goalkeeper. Very good finish by Salah as well. He gets criticism, but that's a quality finish on his weaker side as well. But go on.
Yeah, perfectly weighted pass. You know, when you have big players like that, I don't think they have weaker sides when it comes to finishing. You know what I mean? Like he might not be able to pass as good with his right, but I bet you on his right, shooting, them type of man, they know what they're doing. So he knows that, like, if that was on his left, he probably smashes that. But so on my right, I've got to dink that because I've probably not got that. I've got the same accuracy to smash that. So that's just where you see the football brain in elite players. Do you get what I mean? So that's why I was really mad with Lindelof, because it's like, where else is that goal going to come from? But like I was saying with Firmino, I think he played very well yesterday, but I think that's because he drops off. For me, if you look at that assist and you don't know what position Firmino is, you either think he's an 8 or a 10. Do you get what I mean?
It was very 10-esque the way he dropped off and played the pass. Yeah, quality, like I said, in it. It was.
Quality.
It was.
And then you go forward. For me, I'm going to reiterate this point again. Rashford was excellent. I think Rashford. I seen Pogba got man of the match. For me, Rashford was the man of the match. If you look at that, I think if anyone else scores that goal and gets an assist of that nature, they get the man of the match. For some reason, I don't know, he doesn't end up with man of the match there. But for me,
you know why? Because they always off with the man of the matches. Like the one against Fulham, I think Bruno got the man of the match, and it's like Bruno wasn't the best player on the pitch. And I'm like, what game were you watching? Like same way there, Pogba's not the. To me, it's either our agreement. If you win a game 3-2 and your two of your attackers get a goal and an assist each, it's between one of them two. It's either Rashford or Greenwood to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's my next point. Greenwood. This is why I think this kid could be pivotal going into this latter stage. Because I think if you look at the moment, you could argue him and Marshall are probably the two out of form Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He's out. So. He gets a goal and assist in a game. He's literally shown what he can do. That will be played on the manager's mind. And the whole fact of as well of that right wing position isn't nailed down at the moment. So if he can affect matches every match, you know you've got a goal scorer and someone who can assist. And I think if you literally look at his goal and Rashford's goal, they basically did the same thing for each other. It was identical. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's where I think that's something which could be a weapon going into the last few games. Because if we get him back in form, and I keep banging on about it, I'll say it again. If we get Martial back in form and he scores from now to the end of the season 10 goals, those will be 10 pivotal goals because of the time of season it is. And it's the same with Greenwood. If we get Greenwood now at the end of the season, and if Greenwood gets 5 goals and 5 assists, because he doesn't really ever do a full 90 minutes as well. So if he can do that from towards the end of the season in the league, those will be pivotal moments. So that's why I say partnered up with keeping Bailly fit, because I've got a feeling, I hope I'm right in saying he's playing Lindelof now because he wants to try and maybe keep Bailly for the running. Maybe
which makes sense. I understand with the Bailly one. I understand why Ollie's not playing him week in, week out, because he's important. Yes, number one. Number two, he's very injury prone. But to me, when Bailly's not playing, it should be Axel. When Bailly's not playing, it should be Axel. Yeah. Or if you really want to play Maguire and Lindelof together, play a back three and put Luke Shaw in there. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Because those two together, how many times are we going to see these two together and be like, it doesn't work? And he keeps forcing it and forcing it and forcing it. Do I believe Lindelof's good enough individually? No. But then when you pair him next to Maguire, it just makes it even worse because these men don't complement each other whatsoever. They don't.
I actually think Maguire's sick of him now. No, I do. Like, all jokes aside, if you look at that second goal, the disappointment on his face, and it's like he goes to like have a moan at him, and he just goes, You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, well, that's doing it. That's what you do. Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Like, well, if you look at when he's got Bailly next to him, he's like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Is every time Bailly does something, he's feeling it because you've got someone who is putting in the same effort. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't get. There's been plenty of times Maguire's been wrong, but one thing I don't think you can ever fault Maguire for is effort. Sometimes with Lindelof, effort is just not there. It's just not there. It doesn't seem to. Sometimes he just, for me, I watch him play, and sometimes it's like you just want the whistle to go. I don't know, like how footballer. I think he just wants the match to done. You know what I'm saying? It always looks like he wants the match to done. 0-0, 10-0, whatever. He's winning, losing, just done this match. You know what I mean? So. I never get the feeling like he's never given me the feeling of a defender who will die on that pitch for Manchester United. Do you get what I mean?
He's very, like I keep saying, he's extremely passive, it seems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I say this all the time. Go on, Aaron.
Yeah, no, just to add what JV is saying, a lot of players just feel too comfortable, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of players feel too comfortable, and I think Lindelof's one of them, and I think McTominay is one of them as well. As much as this is not me criticizing them or slating them, but they're too comfortable because they're being told that the bare minimum is okay. That's why you see McTominay just doing sideways and backwards passes and not taking that risk, to pass forward. Okay, you're going to lose it. It happens to everyone. But if you're constantly, all right, this how I'm going to put it, because a lot of people get gassed when he gets over 70% pass completion. Yeah, but you just spent 90 minutes just passing sideways and backwards. You played maybe 10 passes sideways, 15 backwards, and maybe just 2 forward. Of course, you're going to get over 70% pass completion. It's not that hard. Flawless can do it. JV can do it. I can do it. It's not that hard.
That's how I play Saudi League. That's exactly how I do it. That's how I run.
It's not hard.
I run. That's my whole game. In that.
I would prefer, if you have under 70% pass completion or under 80% pass completion, but I see that most of your passes have been forward, like a Fred. Fred, a lot of people get onto him for losing the ball. But once he does get the ball, his first thought is always forward.
Yes. He's always trying to.
That's how you see sometimes, we get a goal out of his forward thinking. You see him against Liverpool on the weekend. Gets the ball, plays it forward. Cavani gets fouled. We get the free kick. Bruno scores. Do you know what I mean? It's that forward mind. Yes. It's just being forward minded. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people are too comfortable. Lindelof is just way too comfortable because he knows Ollie likes him. He knows there's that Scandinavian connection there, so he knows he's going to get picked. Do you know what I mean? But then there's games where he gets picked and teams purposely target him. We've seen it so many times. I don't need to tell you guys. We can even predict that it's going to happen. If we play Newcastle, when we play Newcastle next, you can bet Carroll's going to play. And the instruction from Steve Bruce, as much as they're shit, the instruction from him is going to be play a long ball to Carroll, and Carroll, you go stand next to Lindelof. That's going to be the instruction. If a Calvert-Lewin can outjump a Lindelof, bro, do you see what I mean? So I think too many players are comfortable because they're being told that the bare minimum's enough, while other players are being, criticized for just doing that. Oh, he's not doing enough. He's doing the bare minimum. Do you know what I mean? When other players are doing the bare minimum, but then it's, he's playing for the badge. He's got the passion. Do you know what I mean?
Is what it is. On the lineup, like you said, we spoke on Lindelof, we spoke on Mitch, because I seen the lineup come out. I was very happy with it. It was attacking. I seen Liverpool's lineup come out. I seen Nez was very attacking. I seen that defense. I was like, we can get out of these. The front three of Rashford, Cavani, and Greenwood. I was like, there's going to be goals here. Rashford and Greenwood were very good to me. Cavani, not so good. Obviously, he gave away the ball for Liverpool's second goal. Midfield, Donny was tidy. I thought Donny did what Donny does. Like, he always just looks very tidy, very neat and tidy in there. I would give him like a 7 out of 10, so to speak. Rarely gives the ball away. Like we said, intent, always forward thinking, gets across the ground as well. Pogba just does what Pogba numbers, you know what I'm saying? Pogba's just in a rich vein of form. Is very good to see. McTominay, I thought, was terrible, giving the ball away a lot. I would have been happy for him to just pass sideways as long as you're retaining possession, but he wasn't good on the ball. I don't know how many touches he had. Defensively, we know when I see Lindelof and Maguire together, I'm like, no, that's not it. Luke Shaw, who everyone was praising, I don't think Luke Shaw had an amazing game, but I think he was good. But when you're at fault for a goal, that sticks out in my mind. You know what I'm saying? When
you know what it is with Shaw?
Go on, fam.
With Shaw, if Shaw continues to play how he plays to the end of this season, it will probably look as best season for Manchester United. But that is simply because of how poor he's been prior.
The level's low.
Yes, his level was so low previously that he's actually doing now what he just should be doing. He's actually adding in a game. He's added in a little bit more extra, but he's just doing the basics and he's doing a little bit more. And it's looking like, wow, because his level was so low. But here's the thing with Shaw. This is why Shaw looks so good, because he's had Tellez come in and challenge him. This is the problem. This is the problem what we have with a Lindelof and a McTominay. I'm telling you, if there's same way my man's got a Brazilian left back challenging him, sure. If we get a top European defensive midfielder in, or a top, centre back in, those man will be under the same pressure, and then it's to show if they can raise their game. Which, you know what Shaw does actually. I've been one of his biggest critics. He deserves a lot of praise at the moment for raising his game, because he could have just give up. And I would respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? He could have just give up and said, you know what? Oh, there's the next Brazilian left back who takes free kicks. Oh, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whipping corners. He could have just threw the towel in. Do you get what I'm saying? But he has actually look how he's taking corners now. When have you seen Shaw take corners, bro?
Yeah. And you know what? That's one of them where I'm looking at it. I'm like, why is Luke? Have we got no one else who can take corners? Like, what's going on?
No, but here's the thing, though. How I'm looking at it is, it's like, what, you could do this all this time? Like, why would you not? You know what I'm saying?
You know what it was, fam? You know what it was? Confidence. That could be it. I see him standing over free kicks and stuff like that. His confidence. He's never going to take it.
I think it was like Rashford.
Rashford had one, I think it was.
It was like Rashford. I think it was Rashford, Pogba. And then I seen Shaw at the back, and I was like, you know what? I rate you for even going over, bro.
Confidence. Like, I do that, man.
It's like he used to say, certain man are confidence players, isn't it? Do you get what I'm saying?
He's 1000%. Like, obviously, confidence matters. People act like because you're on big money that confidence doesn't matter, but it's like, it matters even though they're paid big money. But like you said, because the bar for Luke Shaw was so low, the fact he's doing what he should just be doing. This is all we've been asking for him. Get forward, drive with the ball, pass the ball forward. I'm saying defend better. Like I said, Salary should track the run. John Stones, he should track the run. But he has been playing better, definitely. And it's great to see. 187 Gangster Crip says, big up yourself, Aaron. Big up, shout out Lauren in the building also. Big up Ronan who says, evening, gents. Yo, big up to everyone. And we will get to all the comments we can. But obviously, there's free mics here. So, yeah, If you want you know what to do. If you want us to discuss a question you have or a comment you want to make, the super chat option is available. Make sure you subscribe to the channel also. And Aaron's channel is in the title of the YouTube video, so you can click that right now and go subscribe to his channel. It's road to 10K. Also, big up RB in the building who says, yes, guys. Yeah, man, salute. Like I say, you lot got people in there, man, the laptop moving hella slow. But yo, big up Harris in the building also. He also said, guys, how many of Liverpool's players are just system players? I would say,
let's talk, man.
Okay, I would say personally, I'm gonna go through this. I'd put Firmino in there. I'd put all of their midfielders bar Fabinho in there, and that's it. I don't think
No. Oh, I tell you now, Trent is a system player because he needs. Yes, because he needs
absolutely
there to defend for him when he goes forward. In another team. Now, seriously, in another team, he would be leaking goals. I'm going to surprise you with one here. Salah is a system because there's no way that you have a right winger who you don't expect to provide goals. Yeah, so he's clearly a system player because he's allowed to cut in and do what he wants because of Trent going down the wing. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at. That's why I think Salah is always so inclined to shoot because I think that's exactly what he's told to do. I don't think Salah has any instruction to provide any sort of goals or assists. Do you know what I'm saying? Salah is a.
One sec. Just gonna cut you off, yo. Big up T- for the super chat in it. He just says big up for the content, ManDem. Salute to you. Thank you for the super chat and big up. Like I said in it. See how I just had to cut off JV to go to the super chat. That's how it works. Yeah, but yeah, go on, JV. Just wanted to say salute to the ManDem in it. You know what I'm saying?
I believe their whole. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of believe their whole team is a system because you stop that system. Yeah, it is because once you stop that system operating in a certain way, it is very ineffective. If you allow them to operate under that system, they will punish you. But once they're, you know what? And I'll say this as well. Pep got a lot of fire for not having a plan B. I don't think Klopp has a plan B. I don't think
he doesn't.
He doesn't. No. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen recently, if that system ain't working, if let's think about it. If he can't get his wing backs crossing all day, the team's ineffective. That's mad to say that you've got all that attacking talent up front, but you really rely that much on a right back and a left back.
I think Trent in his last 2 or 3 games he's lost the ball like 116 times or something like that. Statman put up a stat like he's putting 116 crosses and like 9 of them have been successful or something crazy like that. That's mad.
Do you get what I mean? So this is
mad. Shout out Statman being. That's mad.
What, to me that screams out being found out because teams are now going, wait, okay then. So if he's just swinging his right foot all the time, let's just mark up in the box then. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what people are doing. And just the people in the comments, because someone asked there, yo, big up again, big up John K for the John Kai for the super chat. He says big up for the content. Yo, salute to you. You only get me out watching all the way from Singapore, innit? My guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you lot let us know exactly where you're watching from as well. Please. We want city and the country. So not just the city, not just the country, let us know where you're watching from. But yeah, John, salute for the super chat as well. And yes, of course, all players will play better in a system. But what I look at a system player as is, okay, if you're taken away from that system, how do you perform? Pogba, for example, to me is not a system player because it don't matter if you play him right wing, left wing, as a 10, a free roaming, a 8, a 6, he'll still produce. He'll still produce quality moments over a long period. Like if you look at the Mourinho season, he was our best player that season and played out of position the whole season.
Yeah.
What other player is doing that? That's how I look at system plays. So yes, systems help certain play. I put it this way, I think Van Dijk, whatever team you put him in, he'll perform at a high level because he's that good.
Yeah. You know who I also think that of?
Go on.
I also think that of Fabinho. I think Fabinho is his own thing. So you can see in that team, they do have some man who are their own. I think Fabinho is his own thing because I think how it works is Fabinho as a player just happens to fit into that system. If you look at Wijnaldum's a system player for them simply because he goes and plays for the Netherlands. He's playing number 10. Do you get what I'm saying? But then you're playing 666 demon devil midfield when you go back to you get what I'm saying? Playing 3 6s and that, you know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? It's the most defensive. I've said this before, that's the most defensive title winning midfield you will ever see. You will ever see. No other team will play 3 men in midfield and basically defend that midfield, defend their way to a title. How was someone like him had no goal involvements or whatever for how long? You know what I mean? It's like,
I think he's not had an assist in 2 years or something like that.
Come on,
something
bro,
like
that's ridiculous. Are you telling me not even one through ball? A man's playing midfield 3, you know, not one through ball to one of them strikers. And if you really look at these men as well, these men are rapid, you know. All you just clip one over the top, fam. Clip one.
You know what? I think even with my limited passing, I'd get 1 assist in that Liverpool midfield in 2 years.
In 2 years, yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'd get at least one.
I would tell Salah, bro, get your march on, bro. Just get it on. you just go. I would just dip it over the top. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even really like, when you really look at it, this is why we have banged on so much about systems as United fans, because we've just seen a team who, don't get me wrong, I'm not slating them. I'm saying they're a very good team, but they are very much system based. You know what? Here's the thing: we scream out that we win things all from individual brilliance. I think they're the total opposite. I think their individual brilliance isn't allowed to shine through because it's so in that system. Really and truly, someone like a Salah quality, Salah should just be winning games for them week in, week out, and he's not, because he has to be a part of that system. Why would Salah? I think any other manager plays Salah as a 9.
You said this for the longest, though. You said this for the longest. Go on, Aaron. Give us your thoughts on that. Go on. Give us your thoughts on that.
I don't know.
Because I don't see when I'm saying for him to play on the right of a 3 and not provide any assists, then you might as well play him if his number one thing is to shoot. And if you really look at this game, it's to run. It's running onto balls. It's running onto balls like what he did against us. He could do that in a 9. He could do that all day. Do you get what I mean? And you'd probably get goals from him. You know what I mean? He's not there for any sort of assists. You might as well play him as a 9 and just get him running, have Firmino behind him and get him running on. The only thing I think don't do that is because it might isolate Mane a bit. Because then Mane probably just becomes a solitary winger with not much output going into the box. I think that's why they play them both like that, so that with Firmino in the middle, so they can both invert the runs.
Here's the thing, though. Like, people have spoke on this about Liverpool, and we've seen this happen. We've seen it now happen to Liverpool. We've seen it happen to City previously. Like, people have forgot about. It's easy to like get to the top of the league, but it's easy to be the hunter than be the hunted. Now Liverpool are the new more. Now teams are gonna come up with a specialist plan to stop you. Can you rechange it? I think the first Champions League final that they lost, this team, I think bar 1 or 2, is pretty much the same for Liverpool. You have to freshen up your side. You have to change it and switch things up. How many times did Fergie switch things up? You know what I'm saying? Now we can see it. Pep's done it. Pep is now his team. I think for the first time ever watching a Pep Guardiola team, don't matter where he's been, his team, you could argue, is defensively better than it is going forward. When have you ever said that before about a Pep team? It's always, defensively they can be got at. Offensively, they're brilliant. Offensively, they've not been brilliant this season. But defensively, they've been phenomenal. They've got the best defensive record in the league. He switched it up. Yeah, go on.
No, I was going to say, don't you think they've changed their style? Their style is not as cavalier as it once was. They're more efficient. City are now playing a more efficient type of football.
You know who? Because I don't watch them week in, week out. Yan City, if you're in the comments, let us know if you think that's a fair comment. Because she'll
do you know what I think it is as well? I think if you really look at the past few years where they've been, champagne football, top of the pops, like you've been amazed with their midfield. It's literally David Silva and De Bruyne. Taking David Silva out of that, you've got to change your approach. Unless you're gonna replace and basically an identical player to a David Silva, you now have to change your approach. And I think that's why
this comment made me laugh.
Oh dear. Oh wow. Wow.
I don't know.
I am one of these.
Listen, I don't know.
You lot got long memories in it. That's all I want to say.
I ain't famous enough for one of them YouTube stalkers yet. I'm not famous like that.
I've had a couple of hella catfishes and that. I'm not involved in that. You know what I'm saying? In that.
Yeah, you're not famous, man.
I'm not involved in that. I'm not involved. But yes,
Tanya's and that.
Yeah, but switching lanes from your Tanya's and that and Liverpool. Let's talk about Manchester United, of course, and in terms of we're back in action tomorrow, versus Sheffield United at home. Obviously, if City win tonight, then they will go top of the league. So then we'll have to win to go back to the top of the league. But Aaron, I wanted to ask you in that. Are you starting to believe now? Can we win this league? Obviously, me and JB have spoken in depth about it. Do you believe Manchester United can win this league?
I think we can. Yes.
Okay.
I think we can. Because we've got the team, we've got the squad depth, we've got the quality. We may not have the manager, or let me say the right manager, but what we do have is someone who's there and keeps everyone happy. Everyone seems to be happy with the playing time. Everyone seems to be happy with the way we play. Like, you don't really see someone complain or show, show that they're unhappy that they're not playing. We've seen it a little bit with Donny at the start, but the thing that keeps coming up from the club is he knows what he needs to not improve on, but he knows that this is an adaptation time, even though I don't personally agree with it. So we've got someone there, that just knows how to keep everyone happy for some strange reason, bro. It's just mad how everyone literally loves Ole. Do you know what I mean? So if he can keep that going, and I tweeted it yesterday with the Pogba situation. Sometimes I forget that this whole BS with Raiola only happened like a month ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. It was only like a month. And the way Ole handled that was perfect, because he managed to keep Pogba in check, in terms of him not wilding out and saying foolishness. But at the same time, he's managed to bring him back into the team. Pogba's back. He's performing, dropping man of the match performances, scoring important goals, and we're top of the league. Like, Ole has handled this perfectly. I don't know how he did it, but you have to give credit where it's due, in it. So long may it continue. And as long as that continues, as long as Ole keeps that up, I believe we can challenge, bro. I honestly believe we can.
I believe we can challenge, definitely. And like you said there, how Ole managed, because Ole's man management is second to none. Because like I said, the harmony in the squad is good. The players like him, like you said, players get left out. There's very little. You never hear anything come out of the club that's negative. Like, if you look at Lampard being sacked at Chelsea, in terms of he couldn't go back to the training ground, it was toxic. He was falling out with certain players. With Ole and Manchester United, it's not like that. Like I said, his man management skills are very good. The players like him. But I said this before the whole Pogba situation, in terms of when we were going through a rough patch, every time it seemed like Ole was going to get sacked if we lost the next game, the players would turn up. Every single time it happened. I remember 4 or 5 occasions, even this season, we was on a bad run literally just before the international break. And we played Everton away and we went a goal down. And it seemed like, obviously, we've seen managers get sacked during international breaks. And these players turned up. And Everton at that time were playing well as well. So it's like, his man management skills are good. I just, again, don't believe I keep saying this, when it comes to key decisions, he will get more wrong than he gets right. This is why I don't believe we can win the league. Because I keep saying this, minus the Spurs 6-1 game, look at every game we've drew, look at every game we've lost in the league, look at our 2 cup exits, one in the Champions League, one in the Carabao Cup. The manager is highly accountable for those. Highly accountable for those. And this is why I don't believe in my heart of hearts we can do it. I don't think you can individual brilliance your way to a league title. That's just me, though. But I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, innit? I hope I'm wrong.
I will say you can.
You're convinced, You're convinced.
No, I think you can. I think Liverpool did that last season. After they had their blip, their players got them over the line, and it's the thing that they had no one challenging them. So I think in today's day and age, you can. But one thing I will say about Ole, and I was thinking this because I was watching like I was getting like all the nostalgia and all the old Manchester United things. And I was thinking, you know what? Ole, as a Manchester United player, how many times would Ole have been top of the league? Loads. He would have been top of the league loads. Like, literally throughout his career. This is where he is now, is more representative of his playing career. This has a lot of similarities with his playing career in terms of his team being at the top. That is what he's used to. Same way how we said this is probably what was not helping Lampard, because when has Lampard ever been in a situation where he's at a team who are mid-table. Apart from West Ham in his early career, he's been at the top. Do you get what I'm saying? So Lampard himself probably couldn't relate to where his team were, and it probably didn't help him out. Whereas where United are at the moment, this is very similar to what Ole would have done where he would have been in his career. So there's certain things the manager would have said to him, or would have done with players, or would have done on the training ground. Yeah. Keeping the feel-good factor, which I think is going to be major. Because I think if we can keep this feel-good factor until the end of the season, I don't see anybody else being able to stop us. Because I think if we even keep this feel-good factor and we lose the game, but he manages to keep this factor, I think it's just a loss. And I think we go on to the next one. And one thing he did say, which gave me a lot of confidence, he said, I'm treating every game as 3 points. That's it. I'm not looking ahead. And then to me, that's a very good strategy for keeping your players focused. Don't be looking at the fixtures, what's coming up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can almost scare yourself a bit. Do you know what I mean? If you look now, you will find a run of games towards the end of the season, which will scare you. Do you get what I mean? If you just treat every game as every game's coming, which I believe Fergie did for the majority of his career. I'd say all of his career that I remember, he never was phased. You know what I mean? Even if he was, he wouldn't let it be shown. Do you know what I mean? And I think Ole does a bit of that. I think there's certain things what Ole's doing, yeah, where he's helping himself, but he's also reaping the benefits. So like after that Tottenham game, I think he went back down a bit, you know, within himself. You can see he's come back a bit out now, you know, with his character in his press conferences. And, you know, obviously it will be because he's top of the league. He'll be feeling himself. Do you know what I mean? I think it is a very big confidence thing at the moment. And it's showing when you've got players like Luke Shaw who've not been the best. Do you know what I mean? And are playing good. And you've got Pogba, who's had all his haters and critics. He's now shining through. You know what I mean? So it's a case for me of we have to remain. I think in order to win this league, we have to remain within the vicinity of first, second, and third. But when I say even third, it's we win the game and we go back top. I think we need to stay around that area, keep the confidence going, and I think he will be able to get a tune out of these players. That's what I'm trying to get out. He will be able to get a tune out of these players because they believe in him, and belief goes a long way. You know what I mean? Belief goes a very long way. There's certain teams right now. Don't get me wrong. Tottenham will be looking at Mourinho like, yeah, he's excellent, but in the back of their mind, they'll be like, "Ooh, you could turn on me at any minute."
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then even like with Liverpool now, there's a few of their players probably looking at Klopp like, "Well, what have you got for us, boss?" You know what I mean? Like they're probably looking at him saying, "Yo, come on, help us out. We're struggling a bit." You know what I mean? Boost us up a bit. So that's where I think the whole confidence thing. It's kind of what Fergie did throughout his career. When you look at your Darren Fletchers and these type of players, they were absolutely instrumental because there's certain games where if you look back through, we've had absolute superstars on our team, but a Park Ji-sung scores the winner. Do you get what I mean? Or a scores a winner. And I think this is the type of thing which could help us so much because he's got players who probably don't deserve to be in the team playing well at the moment. Do you get what I mean? I think if he keeps that confidence factor high, I think this season, sky's the limit. It's a shame we're out the Champions League. I honestly
trust me, bro.
Because if we were in this rich vein of confidence, but then again, if we don't go out, is he able to use that to maybe boost the confidence? So it's one of them. Maybe it was going out was something he used against the players. Like, right, you know what? You're out of the Champions League now, but come on, lads. Show me what you can do in the league. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them, but I honestly believe he's doing a very good job at the moment. He deserves a lot of credit.
And the thing is, and we give him his credit. Even though I'm not a fan of him, like I said, I always give credit where credit's due. Just because I don't believe this is the manager to take us to a league title, just because I don't believe he's the manager to take us forward, like long term or short term, I still give him credit where credit's due. But the reason why I'm so harsh on him, and I say this, and I can only speak for me on this, he is the sole reason why I don't believe we will win this league. If we have a quality manager in charge, I've already got the t-shirts printed. I've got the hoodies printed. I've got my outfit picked out. I've got my JD there ready for the parade and that. This is what I'm talking because I believe we win this league. If we have an Ancelotti in charge of us, we win this league. If we have a Pep, if we have a Klopp, if we have any manager of any form of sort, because the players are there. And then if you look at the rest of the league as well, I say this all the time. So when people are like, "Oh, why are you so harsh on Ole?" Because you're the sole man. You're the sole reason my team won't win the league. I'm actually pretty. I'm not as harsh. No, actually, that's too. Let me word this correctly. I am not as critical of him as I could be. Certain other people wouldn't be. Bear in mind, listen to what I'm saying, people. I believe Ole is the sole reason. He is the only reason we don't win this league. Not to do with the players. Nothing to do with Woodward, nothing to do with the board. You get what I'm saying? Nothing to do with the Glazers or the fans or anything like that. He's the sole reason. You're the one thing. That's why it frustrates me so much. Because I don't think this league I don't think the Premier League is this week next season. I think everyone goes. I think City go again. I think Liverpool go again. So I think Chelsea, if they get said, depending on what goes on with Tuchel, could go again. So it's like you don't see it. I don't think you see the team who finished 17th near the top 6 next season. I don't think that happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yan City. Oh, right. You talking to someone else. Shout out Yan City in the comments and that. Yeah, Daniel says it here. Big up Daniel. Big up Yan City in the building. Daniel says it here, innit? Word, I'd be way more shameless with a better coach, but at the moment he's doing well. But I'm always cautious just because it's Ole. That's simply it. There's a reason why no Manchester United fan is saying we will win this league.
I think you know what it is? I swear to you. I honestly think his experience as a player in these title-winning dressing rooms with some of the greatest players, coaches, and the greatest manager will be key now because there's certain things what he's picked up what will become invaluable. You can't tell me Pep has got to where he has just because of his managerial stuff. No. There's certain things he's heard in Pep.
What name did you say? Oh, Pep. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'm saying Pep has got to where he has because of his stuff what he's done as a manager, yeah. But when he's in them dressing rooms with the absolute greats of the game, and you're going into these last games of the season, and there's certain men everyone's throwing around this mentality monster stupidness at the moment, but like literally the mentality of a winner and how to grind out results, and he's been in these places. Do you get what I mean? So even him being there as a player and him having certain things said to him, he can transfer that over to these players now because he's been in these players' boots. Do you get what I mean? So even if it's someone like Martial, for example, Martial, how he's not how he's playing right now, but how he is in terms of game time is probably very similar to someone like Ole. When Cole and York are on fire, and you know what I mean, and they're starting every game, he's probably just saying to Martial, mate, in training, get sharp and you'll get your chance and you will make the most of your chance. There'll be a time this season, even if you score one goal this season, it could be the goal. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, look, if Ole didn't believe in himself as a player, he doesn't score that goal, what he's so famous for. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't get there. He doesn't. So there's certain things where you can certain transferable qualities. Yeah. So that's where I think he's got certain things in his arsenal, which
let me just cut you off there, JV. Yeah, Aaron, I just seen your message there. Let them know what you got going on, where they can find you. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, we don't want your battery to cut out and that.
Yeah. Mr. Aaron UTD everywhere across all the social media platforms and on my YouTube channel as well. We're closing in on 9,500, so road to 10K is still on. So yeah, man, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And big up both of you for having me on, and that really appreciate
anytime, man.
Always love.
Open door. And the link is the link to Aaron's channel is in the YouTube video, so you can click it right now while you're watching and stay on, and make sure you go hit the subscribe button over there and hit the notification bell. And you'll catch me and Aaron tomorrow on his channel, Cool, Calm and Collected at 4 p.m. And then also the watch along on this channel as well. You know what I'm saying? So man, the work don't stop. So there you go. But yeah, man, Aaron, love for jumping on as always, man. You
no worries, man. Appreciate both of you, man. Yeah,
man. Bless, bro,
much love.
Every time. Every time.
But yeah, let me just get to a couple of these comments that people are talking about. So Yante said here, you said Pep never, but Pep's not the sole reason. The Liverpool side that Pep got slaughtered by last season is not better than his Manchester United squad. The Liverpool squad that won the league last season is not better than this Manchester United squad. All right, goalkeeper, I'll give you. Centre backs, defense, I'll give you. The rest of it's us. That midfield can't chat to us.
No.
That midfield can't. So you telling me Fabinho, Ronaldo, Henderson can't chat to Pogba, Bruno, Donny, Fred. And then the front three's a wash. Them man have Mane and Salah, and that's it. Because I'm not classing Firmino. He's a striker who doesn't score goals. We have Greenwood. Yeah. We talking Greenwood and Martial are off form. Have been off form this season, and we're still top of the league. We have Cavani.
Who can have yeah. All right, then I'll put it to you like this, yeah. And this is where a lot of teams won't be able to chat to, man. Who can realistically say their top goal scorer from last season is off form and you're top of the league? Talk to me. What team out there right now can say they're able to do that? Not one of the top teams, not one of them. And then that's when you can't underestimate our depth up front.
Yeah. And Jeremiah, I'm not being negative. I'm just stating the reasons why. Bear in mind, you were talking about Spurs winning the league not too long ago. Let's not forget that. You said Spurs had this in the bag. You said it on the channel. You said it in the comments. So let's not forget that. Like I said, I want to be wrong. I want Manchester United to win this league title. I just don't think we can with this manager. And if you look at the games we've drew and lost, he has to be held accountable for that. Chelsea's manager just got sacked. They came to Old Trafford and we gave them a point. Arsenal, we banter. Arsenal, yes, we banter. We gave Arsenal a win. You know what I'm saying? We can banter Arsenal all we want. The Leicester game. We want to talk about negative formation away to Leicester. Go and win the game. Who else have we been beat by or lost to? Manchester City, the draw. Didn't try and I fell asleep watching it. Legit fell asleep watching it. It was that dead. I was at my dad's and fell asleep watching it. And then I was waking up like, Pops, if I missed anything, he's like, no. You know what I'm saying? Dead
bro,
game.
You know how many of them, you see them games, what you've just said then? Honestly, so many of them games where I've like drifted off and you know what I'm saying? And so commentator says something and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm in a house with many kids running around. And this match putting me to sleep, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm watching some United matches. I'm feeling like I'm high, bro. I'm just conking out. It's like, why am I conking out when I'm watching my team, bro? I shouldn't be conking out. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. It's a balance. I'll give Ollie credit when he deserves credit. We're top of the league. He deserves credit for that. His man management skills second to none. The way he's handled this Pogba situation, because if he would have listened to some of the fans, he would have frozen him out and had him in the stands, never played him again. He's getting a tune out of these players. You know what I'm saying? We're through to the FA Cup 5th round. We're currently in a title race. So I give him credit for that. But then also people are like, the fact that Manchester City shouldn't be able to win today and go top of the league. Because we've dropped some silly points. People are like, oh, you're top of the league by 3 points. Why are we complaining? You should be top of the league to me by 9 points, 8 points, 7 points. Just because you're the best doesn't mean you can't strive to improve. That's how you get caught. Look at Liverpool. Last season, Liverpool were flying. Look how many points they've dropped off. Yes, they have injuries, etc., and they actually did have a good transfer window, but you need to refresh the squad. You need to go again. Like, Klopp's going to be pushing his players. Same way Pep will push his players. Complacent, you cannot get complacent because teams will always chase you. You know what I'm saying? Teams will always put something together and chase you, whether it's a City, whether it's a United, whether it's a Liverpool, Chelsea will go again, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have been Danish. We have been Doggy FC for most of the season. Go on, fam. Carry on.
No, yeah, it's just so... It's for me, yeah, I don't know. All I'm going to say is, with us, our chances of winning the league, yeah, I think we've got the best chance out of anyone to win the league simply because of our firepower. Like I said, you know, City are around and abouts, around and abouts the top. But I am telling you, if Aguero's there, yeah, they would be right at the top. But what I'm saying is we're up at the top and we've got Martial out of form. That's our top goal scorer. If he clicks now to the end of the season, we could really blow teams away because when he's on form, if you really look at it, we tend to win matches 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. Do you know what I mean? He adds something more. He actually can do the same as Rashford on the wing, but he can then do a little bit more. He's got the more composure. Still not as composed as say a Cavani or some of the other nines out there, but he is more composed. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, people are quick to get on him now, but man scored 20-something goals in a team last season which wasn't as creative as it is this season. So yeah, I just think it's a personal thing, and I think he'll come back into play. It's fine. you know, let's go through some comments. Yeah, T minus there. That's what I want. That's what I want to see, man. This is what I want. The propaganda. We'll win it by 6 points. Yeah, I said 9 T minus. I'll add another W on there. I said 9 points.
Yo, JV, you confident in it? Man said 9 points. Bro, you know.
Well, here's the thing. I just said it then when you just went off, yeah. And this is what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. So hear me, yeah. See Martial. My whole thing is, if he kicks in, yeah. If you notice, when Martial scores in a match and we're playing good, it's not like 1-0. It's like 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. He gets on the score sheet, and he's that type of player. When he's in form, he'll get an assist as well. You know what I mean? So if we have, what I'm trying to say is, if we have him doing that, Martial doing that, you know what I mean? Greenwood doing that, and then you got Bruno and Pogba who are chipping in. We could be winning matches 4-0, 5-0. You know what I'm saying? If we start steamrolling teams towards the end of the season, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, because no one else is doing that at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? No one's blowing teams away at the moment, and that's why I have the most confidence. We've almost got players now who will be like new transfers. Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with that. They could be in the running, definitely. Jeremiah here says it. Flawless, we will win by 10 points clear. Like I said, you are the most optimistic Manchester United fan, and I hope you are right in that. I hope you are
right.
My
man just doubting the thing.
I'd say that again?
Were you just doubting the thing 2 seconds ago?
No, not Jeremiah. That was somebody else. No. Jeremiah. Yeah. Jeremiah. Yo, Flawless trying to drag JV to the dark side. Like, you know why? Because when this all falls apart, which I know it will, I'm going to have to be the one that picks him up. When he's miserable on streams, yeah, when it all go tits up, it's going to be me having to deal with him. So that's why what the people say is the hope that kills you. That's what people say. This is why I'm not on this. I've been here with Ollie, not in terms of winning a league title, but when he became interim manager, I was on the gas. Pull up my old tweets. I was calling him Ole gonna save you. You know what I'm saying? 8 out of 8 and that, because literally it was this time last year, or I think it was the last weekend gone last year that we beat, or 2 years ago, where Lingard did the moonwalk in the FA Cup away at the Emirates, and it's all popped up in my Facebook memories feed. And I was calling him Ollie gonna save you. We'd won 8 out of 8. I've been here. I'm not getting sucked in again. I've been here. I know what this manager is, and tactically, to me, he just doesn't have it. And I keep saying it's in key moments you'll get things wrong. I look at the Liverpool game. Burnley went there and won, so Burnley can go there and win, and we can't.
This one in a minute. Nah, but you know what? You know why?
It frustrates me, man. It's so frustrating when I'm like, it's an extra. That's an extra 2 points. The Arsenal game, 3 points possibly gone. Chelsea game, extra 2 points. That's 7 points I've just thought of. Leicester, extra 2. Obviously, you're not going to win every game, but it's like 9. City, 11. There's 11 points. So let's half that. We get 6. Where are we in the league right now? We're 6 points cleared with a game in hand or whatever. I look at the finer margins, people. Like, I look at it in depth, in detail. Yes, it's all well and good, but it doesn't mean we haven't dropped silly points. And they're the type of points that come back to harm you. If we lose this league by 2 points, we're going to look at your Arsenal games, your Arsenal games, your Chelsea game, who just sacked their manager. Them type of ones there. The Liverpool away, or should we have went for it? But then on the flip side, if we win it by a point, the Liverpool point was a good point.
Yes.
That's the fine margins.
Even some of them draws, what we've been annoyed at. You know what I mean?
We look at the City one like, that's a good point. But yeah, go on.
That's why I think these next few games, we've got to build on the I think these players will be flying after that game. I honestly think we could really batter Sheffield United, and I want to, because that just then builds. So it's like, if you really look, Bruno's gone off the boil a bit. Other players have stepped up. This is what I'm saying is the pivotal difference between us and everyone else this season. Yeah. Liverpool are in this position because they don't have anyone else to step up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Chelsea, they're in their own thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you really look at it, apart from City, and Liverpool, the main rivals are outsiders this season. Like the people in contact, like Leicester are going about it very quietly, but they are in the mix. Leicester could realistically end up winning this title this year, and no one's talking about them, and that's what's doing them so good. It's only now when we keep it on improving, you're starting to see the mainstream media like, United might be to do something. Do you get what I mean? So
I get you. Go on.
That's why I honestly think our squad, yeah, and this is why I think we could individual brilliance our way to a title, because we've got so much of it. We've got so. And so I don't see anyone else with how the league is at the moment being able to drag themselves through. I honestly think City are coming good, but the whole for me for
City are the ones.
Nah, City are the ones. But one thing I will say about City is the firepower thing could let them down.
Yeah, but you know what? You know how I look at it. You know, it could, but you know how we spoke about Martial, and you were spot on with that with the new signing. For me, theirs is Aguero.
Oh yeah,
if they get him firing towards the end of the season. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Theirs is Aguero, but who's to say Aguero will come back and do the rest of the season? Because for me, I've been thinking this for a while, and it's like, nah, he should be back by now. I thought I was going to see him at Christmas.
Now he had COVID. He's got COVID recently, so he's isolating.
Oh, is he had COVID? See, well, that's another setback then. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another amount of time he's out for. So then he now look how. All right, then Pogba had COVID in the summer. Look how long it took him to get over that. It took him about a month or two. By the time Aguero gets over that, there's about 7 matches left. Do you get what I'm saying?
Depending on how it affected him. Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm coming from. So really and truly, City are looking very good defensively. But I'll say the famous old JV saying, you don't win nothing 0-0. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think if they're having to rely, all right then, I'll put it to like this. Foden's their top goal scorer this season. That's ridiculous. Like, in terms of how much money they outlay as a team on transfers for someone from your academy and someone who actually doesn't start all your games to be the top goal scorer, it's like, what's going on? Do you get what I'm saying? So
again, that comes down to, like you spoke on it earlier about Manchester City, that change of kind of in style, adding the fact that they got the Brazilian Timo Werner up front as well. It doesn't help. But adding the fact as well, they don't need that many goals. They don't need that many goals to win games at the moment, because defensively they've been so tight. If this was City with the weak defense, then they would have more issues. But the fact they can go top of the league tells you all you need to know. And somebody said something in the comments, I missed it, and they was like, yeah, City could say the same about having dropped points. And yeah, if I was a City fan, I'm consistent across the board. If I'm a City fan and I look at some of the points we've dropped, I'd be annoyed at that too. If I'm a City fan and we've got all these ballers and my manager's Pep and we're competing with a title with OLE, I'm kicking off. I'm not happy about it at all. Because yes, the squads might be even. Debate whichever squad you want, but our manager's clear of yours. So Pep shouldn't even be, OLE should even be in the conversation. OLE should not even be in the conversation with Pep. This is Pep. This is one of the greatest managers of our generation. A manager who's won multiple trophies. This is only the third manager in the Premier League history to win the league back to back. The only manager to win domestic trebles. You know what I'm saying? This is Pep. So there's no way he should be in conversation with OLE. So if I'm a City fan, yes, I'm the same, but I'm not a City fan. So I'm not looking at it from a Manchester City perspective. I'm looking at it from a Manchester United perspective. And I'm like, there is 6 points we've dropped. But yeah, go on.
The only, like, I've not seen City's running towards the end of the season. But one thing I think it will, where
I'm going to pull it up. Yeah,
pull it up, because and it just either make my point valid or make my point totally valid. But I'm prepared to say it. The thing for City could be they're running with the big teams because of how their team is set out at the moment, especially with De Bruyne out. I think they're gonna be more wanting to not get hurt in the bigger games. But that type of thing is what can lose you the title. Do you get what I mean? If they could try and batter everyone else and not get hurt, but everyone else is going to try and just win everything.
Right. So their last five games, Crystal Palace away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton away, Everton at home. That's favorable. That's very favorable.
Everton and Chelsea will be hard.
Obviously, you never know with Chelsea, Everton, but the thing is, you've got them at home. That's what it is. If you want them all top games at home.
Like from now until then, have you got any more big six? If they've got no more, they're in the right, innit? That's what I'm thinking.
They'll definitely have big six because we still got to play them again away. I'm going to check now. Bear with me. So the next games are they've got Sheffield. No, they've got West Brom away today. and then they've got Sheffield United at home, Burnley away, then they've got Liverpool away on the 7th of Feb. Then so they play back to back. So they'll play Liverpool away on the 7th. Then they've got Spurs at home. Then they've got Arsenal away.
See?
Then West Ham, then us. Yeah.
All right. That run there. After that run, we know. I'm telling you, after that run right there, that's pivotal. Mm-hmm. That's 15 points.
Yeah.
I mean, if you win all of them, you're probably clear. If you don't, and the fact that these games are back to back to back, you've not got a chance to rest anyone.
Mm.
I mean, and that's where I think their striking options become a big part of it, because in those games you're gonna have to start a Jesus up front against one of those games. Do you get what I mean? You're gonna have to. It might do that madness where you know how it goes on. There'll be a game and it'll be like Sterling up front, and the next game it'll be Mario.
I play the false nine, but what they have in their favor that they've never had before is they're now under. And I think this is, someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I've never seen a Pep side like this. They now have, with all the attacking options they have, even without Aguero, they have the ability to win 1-0. They've never had that before. This season, they have the ability to now win 1-0. Like we said, Foden's their top goal scorer. Like, in a normal season when they've had bad defensive, they wouldn't be where they're at. Like, they'll set up because they have a good defense. They have a fantastic platform to win games. Same way we on United side, because we have a great attack, we have a fantastic platform to win games. You know what I'm saying? So you want either or, because if you draw a game, if City draw a game 0-0, you'd be like, the defense did his job, but the attack wasn't good enough. But then if we lose a game 3-2, we'll talk about our attack being good enough, but defensively we weren't good enough. If you especially look at the goals we concede, because we concede, we're talking about it at Liverpool, all the goals, I mean, the game against Liverpool, the majority of Manchester United goals that we concede, it's always a catalogue of errors. It's always a catalogue of errors. It's never just one man, and you can pinpoint just the Lindelof or pinpoint just the Maguire or the keeper or whoever. It's always, this guy made a mistake. Then look at the second goal. Cavani gave the ball away 1. Lindelof doesn't come and close it down 2. The keeper arguably could save it. So that's 3 people. If one of those 3 people does their job, we don't concede that goal. And too many of our goals are like that. And then when you add in the fact of the manager, this is what makes me worry. I want to be wrong, but like I said, will we be up there? Yes, simply because of the attacking options we have. Bear in mind, I'm saying we can't win this league, but I predict us to win every game.
You know what, actually?
And that makes no sense, but it makes sense. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Nah.
It makes no sense, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Here's the one player that could be absolutely pivotal towards winning the league.
Who? You gonna say Bailly?
No.
Who?
Bailly will be, but it's not what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's De Gea.
Go on, elaborate on that.
I'll elaborate. This season, I'd say De Gea has been not back to classic De Gea, but he's been
better.
I think, you know what he's done? He's been very consistent. He's cut a lot of the mistakes. Yeah. And really and truly, if I'm saying, look at that scenario, what you've just done for the second Liverpool goal. Cavani gives it away. The defending's not great. If I said if that's De Gea, he kicks that away.
Yeah, you said that. And you know what? You were spot on when you said that. Yeah, you spot on.
Do you know what I mean? So I think this, even though we've got certain man at the back who ain't the best or whatever, or we know we've still got a mistake in us. Yeah. We're not, got Cannavaro and Maldini and Roberto Carlos and at the back. You know what I mean? We've got faults in that back line. But I honestly think De Gea could be pivotal to it, because he's good. I won't say he's come of age, but I think he's learned from some of his mistakes from last season. And I think he will be a very big part. Yeah, very big part. Because if we can get any sort of form out of him, what we know he's capable of, he's going to be priceless. There'll be games that he will win. He will win games for us this season. As mad as it sounds, he will win games for us. Do you get what I'm saying? So I honestly think we're the best equipped. I can see the argument for City, but
sorry to cut you off. I agree with you to an extent in terms of, again, I'm gonna keep saying this, and I don't want to just seem like I'm bashing the manager. We're best equipped in terms of our squad, yes. Definitely.
Yeah. That's where I'm going. saying squad. I'm saying squad.
All right,
in terms of squad, we're the best equipped. Yeah. And one thing I will say is, if you really look at City, yeah, when you really think about Foden being the top goal scorer, yeah, and I've said this was a criticism I had about Arsenal. Everyone's raving on about the kids what they've got at the moment who are coming. You know, yeah, they're doing very good, but the kids, they're going to burn out at one point. Do you know what I mean? And someone else will have to step in. And if at the moment no one else seems to be doing it for City, that's my whole point. Got them there. They've got, for me, we've got like a Martial out of form for, you know what I'm saying? But when I look at City, they've got 3 or 4 players of that ability who are out of form. You know what I mean? It's arguable it's easier to get 1 back in form than 3 or 4.
Who would you say the forwards are out of form? Who do you reckon's out of form?
I'd say Sterling's out of form. I'd say Mahrez can do as many step overs as he wants against League 1 and League 2 opposition, but he's got form in the Prem. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd say Bernardo Silva seems to I don't know, he's missing his dad, David Silva, because since David Silva, he's not been the same. Do you get what I mean? So this is what I'm trying to say, where Foden will burn out or Foden will have a bad patch. Do you get what I mean? Who's going to step in? You know what I'm saying? De Bruyne's just got injured. Do you get what I'm saying? How long's De Bruyne out for? I think that is the pivotal thing, because if you look at their midfield now, there's zero creativity. Their midfield almost becomes like a Liverpool midfield. It becomes more workman-like. Do you get what I mean? Like, it'll probably end up trying to play Bernardo Silva in the De Bruyne. It won't be the same
though, because you got Gundogan, who he's not. Bernardo Silva can play in there. I get your point. Like, you got Bernardo Silva there, of course. I'm trying to think. Foden will play in midfield. So I get what you're saying, but it's not as workman-like as Liverpool's one. You still have Mahrez, even though you can do all the step overs you want against, you get me, Conference North opposition. But Mahrez is still there. Yeah. Sterling's there. You never know what's going to happen with Torres. It could, you know what, could be key in this title race. And we spoke on this. If Martial hits form and how Aguero comes back, that literally could be the deciding.
Yeah.
Literally, it could be.
But I thought Aguero would have been back by now. That was my whole thinking, because I thought,
like I said, he was on the bench and that, but then he did get COVID recently.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think if he doesn't get the COVID, I think he's back. And City are a different proposition.
Yeah.
Because one thing I will say is, that season, remember that season when Company scored that banger?
Yeah, against I know you're talking about. I can't remember who it was against, but it might be Leicester. It was Leicester.
Yeah, and they just got a massive confidence boost, didn't they? Yeah. That could be what Aguero could do. I'm telling you now, that day Aguero comes back into training and they see him walking up to them out of the treatment center or whatever. Sterling will be like, yes, right.
Yeah, of course, because they know that.
Bernardo Silva, yes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what it is? They'll be telling man like Diaz, like, yo, we're on now, you know, bro. You know what I'm saying? They'll be telling Ruben, it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That everyone will be getting hyped, and that alone could be one of those where it just raises it. That could raise it for City, because we know at the moment, if you look at City, they're nowhere near where their standards should be, but they're still winning.
And the thing is, they're slowly getting there and turning it on. Them against Chelsea was one of the best performances I've seen from a team. When they went away to Chelsea, it was good.
That when De Bruyne was
the false 9, yeah. They were
That's
very
what
good.
I'm saying.
I just want to big up Marlon. I just want to big up Marlon because he came over from Aaron's channel and that Barcelona fan. Big up to
shout out Marlon.
And shout out Aaron United. Make sure again hit his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is in the title of the YouTube video, so make sure you click on it right now and you can stay on this video and hit the subscribe button. Like the video also. Mods, get everybody liking and subscribing to the channel. Let us know how many likes we are on. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. We are literally now I think it's under 70 now. I think we're under 70 or under 60 away from 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you follow JV and myself. But yeah, go on. But just on the COVID one, the thing is with that, like someone said in the comments there about COVID has to get past. We don't know what it is. He could have just tested positive and not have any symptoms. You could feel fine and be positive, or test positive and be absolutely mash up. But we're not going to know until 10 days. Is it the isolation? Because I know people personally who've had it who were fine. Then I know people who had it and were mash up. So you never know up until that point. But yeah, mods, let us know, mods, how many likes we are on in the video. Let us know how many likes.
That is a good point. So you're right there. It could be back, like you said, it could be back within, say, 20 days or so, or it could be out for
2 months. It could be mashed up.
Yeah. So that's I honestly, as much as I love football and all of that, yeah, man, smash them likes rapid. As much as I'm
close to 50.
And I appreciate great players, I don't want to see Aguero nowhere near that
never. No.
This season, because we know what he's about. Like, even if this is what I mean, even if he comes back and he's not 100%, he's still going, he will still have a boost effect.
Yes. Even him at 80%, he'll score a goal or something.
He'll score a goal. Because when you now, yeah, I've said this about Aguero for a while. When you really deep Aguero, he might be a fast player, but Aguero's not someone you play a through ball to and breaks the lines. It's not. He's not that type of player. He could probably do that all day and wait on the last man's shoulder, but he's not. Aguero is all about positioning, instinct, first time finishes, sharpness. Do you know what I mean? He'll get the ball and he'll shoot at the keeper on the near post, and it will go in, and you're blaming the keeper. And then you watch the replay and you're like, nah, that shot was mad. You know what I'm saying? You're like clipping off the post or the bar, and you're like, yeah, keeper can't really do nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's where I think Aguero at the moment, as a striker, is one of the kind. Aguero at the moment is probably one of the kind. You can't really say there's another striker who's like Aguero. The only other striker I'd say is maybe a bit similar, maybe in play style, is Suarez, and I'd say maybe a little bit similar. Apart from that, I'd say he's in his own boat. Like Lewandowski is in his own boat. Do you know what I mean? There's no other Lewandowski. I don't think there's no other Aguero out there. So they're the type of players where, like, honestly, now if he's fit tonight, no, he's not. But I'm saying if he's fit tonight towards the end of the season, Aguero could get 15 goals. Like,
he's one of them, and he is definitely one of them. Like, he just clutches well. You know what I'm saying? If you look at his performances against the Big Six, he also scores against other teams as well. Obviously, like you said, United play tomorrow. So United play tomorrow. We've got Sheffield United, 8:15 kickoff. So there will be a watch along tomorrow, which will start 7:45. For those that don't know, every watch along on Sarcasm City TV will start half an hour before kickoff. So the watch along tonight of Arsenal versus Southampton, that will start at 7:45. I'll be on that. Cam will be on that. Maybe a couple of the other Arsenal dons as well. And we do have Arsenal coming up. So on Thursday, the plan is we're doing a mashup. So it'll be ManDem. So it'll be Gonna Talk from the Arsenal versus ManDem United. So it'll be myself, JV, a couple of the Arsenal hosts, or maybe 3 or 4 of them. I'm not sure. We will find out. But yeah, we're going to keep the content rolling. And we got to 50 likes. Yeah. I see it. Yeah, man. Big up to you, United Daily. Do you want me to call you by your government, or do you want me to call you United Daily, innit? But salute to you. Big up all the mods. Shout out to my Don, Yan City in the building. You know what I'm saying? Also. But yeah, quickly before we go, your thoughts on the Sheffield United game, JV.
Yeah, it needs to. I think we just need to wrap. That one needs to just get wrapped up. I want to see that game wrapped up before halftime. I want to see 3-4-0. I want, you know what I mean? I want to put them to the absolute sword. Don't get me wrong, at the moment, they're in a bit of a bad form, but they seem to have turned the corner a bit in terms of they've picked up a few points. You know what I mean? They're not like, climbing up the table or anything, but they have got a few points since, and we do know that they're going to be tricky opposition. So it's a match what he has to. I think the player selection will be vital, absolutely vital in terms of attacking, because I think they're one of those teams you have to attack in a certain way. Cavani, I think, has to start more or less every match now until someone proves otherwise, because I think what he's doing in terms of the runs for Rashford and whoever is on the right, whether it be Greenwood, I think is pivotal at the moment. He's coming back, he's closing down, and everything what he's doing, I think is pivotal. So yeah, I'd say I'm looking 4-0 and 3 of them before halftime.
I'm with you on that. Like I said this before the Fulham game. Sheffield United are even worse than Fulham. There's a reason they're bottom in the league. I think the only team they've beat this season is Brucey Ball. Is Newcastle. So put them to the sword at home. Half an hour, the game needs to be dead, and then we'll rest in place for Arsenal on Saturday. We're resting players for Arsenal on Saturday, so put them to the sword, play on the front foot. I don't want to see no 2 DMs, 1 DM. I'd prefer to see Fred, but whether it's Fred, whether it's Matic, whether it's McTominay, whichever one of those you want to see, I just don't want to see
match. That's the match.
Yeah.
And then you can do your Bruno, you can do your Pogba and Bruno.
Yeah, Pogba and Bruno high up the pitch. Whatever front three you want to play, get Tellers I would play in this game. Definitely I would play Tellers. I think this is a game for get him up the pitch, put these men to the sword. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yo, love to everyone who's locked in. We are back tonight, 7:45 p.m. for the Arsenal versus Southampton live watch along. So we're back. So see that we don't stop, people. But make sure you hit the like button on this video. Whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button, share, subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Also, I say this all the time. All the podcasts and all the shows on Sarcasm City TV are available in audio-only platforms. So you can listen to it on SoundCloud, Spotify, or iTunes. Just underneath every YouTube video on Sarcasm City TV, the links are there. So you can listen while you drive, you can listen while you work, etc. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just type in Sarcasm City and it will pop up. Big up and love to each and every one of you lot. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. Aaron United's channel. And like I said, we're back tonight, 7:45 p.m. But this has been the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.